seen this face before. In ancient drawings on my trips to Jordan. She's called Shaitan al-Hayel Shebat, which translates into the veiled demon. In Greek mythology is the female version of Erebus. This must be the source of the haunting.
I think if we can find Briar Rose and wake her up, it will break the curse.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
This is Cheapseat Reviews.
Hello, and thank you for listening to Cheapseat Reviews, the podcast that explores the Hollywood film industry for the greater good. This is episode 138, and tonight we are talking about The Curse of Sleeping Beauty. I am Sean Allred, and joining me tonight... that might be indicative of what some people think of this movie. I am Sean Allred, and joining me tonight is Andrew. Changes how I look at the movie Mannequin, Jemison.
Hey, how you doing?
Okay. Sure. Corny is a trap. Get an axe. Logan.
So, little did I realize that the Curse of Sleeping Beauty was, well, what happened to me last week?
Some dude went through a house and then kissed you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, Sam.
That sounds like a...
Sorry.
Corny was just trying to take a nap, dude, okay? You know, you didn't have to...
I know, but it's just, I just can't handle it.
Yeah. And Sam clearly didn't take the bloodborne pathogens class Vector.
Yeah, well, at least I'm not an appraiser.
Oh, yeah. Jeez. Wait, was that what he was, or he was an inspector? Was he appraiser?
I thought he was an appraiser.
I don't know.
No, he was an appraiser. Yeah, because he was telling him, you do this stuff and we'll talk numbers.
No,
so.
okay.
Yeah.
He was dumb.
Yeah, get off all the weird dead stuff and sweep a freaking floor.
Oh my gosh, that thing was just covered in leaves and twigs and just awful. Anyway,
briars.
So right, that's why. So this is so pull up a comfy chair and dive in. This is 2016's The Curse of Sleeping Beauty. So this would be the newest film we've ever done, that wasn't a spoiler episode. So like the newest from like to what I'm saying, like newest to Netflix.
Yeah.
But in case you're wondering what the heck this movie is and why have I never heard of it, Andrew will have more words to say about it.
We're wondering the same thing.
Okay, I'm going to read two things for you tonight.
Okay.
The first one is my favorite, so it's going to go first. And it goes like this. This guy buys a house, and it has a curse. The end.
What is that from?
That's basically what IMDb says.
Yeah, I saw that too. I was wondering what you're going to do with that.
To be more specific, a man named Thomas inherits a mansion that has been left to him that has been in his family for generations. And he has also inherited a family curse stemming back to the Crusades. And he has now become the protector, quote unquote, a guardian who keeps the evil demons at the house at bay. And he teams up with a local realtor and paranormal cleric to unravel the mystery of the house. And while he does this, he has some really trippy acid dreams and meets the beautiful Briar Rose, who ends up being some evil bitch.
All right.
Absolutely.
Yes,
okay,
Declan.
I can see that.
What's so funny?
I'm talking to my buddies. What are you doing? You need to go back to bed.
Oh, dude.
Hey, Declan!
I'm sorry, man. I just heard a little kid's voice, and I was like, yep, I'm out. I'm hanging up.
What? Okay. All right.
Declan,
Hold on. I'm going to pause the show.
School.
Okay, and we're back. Sorry about that. Not that any of you noticed that there wasn't any actual delay. So Andrew, I think, was eloquently explaining the concept of this movie, and I have already forgotten what he was talking about. So we're just gonna go from here.
I did forget to say that it is loosely based on Sleeping Beauty.
Oh, right. Thank you. Yes. Brothers Grimm's Sleeping Beauty. So this was a listener request. Email listener Samantha emailed the show and said, "Hey, do this movie," because she thought it was pretty or interesting or something. I don't remember what it was. I think she remembered saying something about the wardrobe. She liked the wardrobe.
Yeah.
I don't remember much else from that.
Halloween-ish.
Yeah. So.
Or Halloween-esque.
So I'm going to let you guys do your intros as we always do. And I guess I'll just go ahead and do that now before I say what I'm going to say. So, Andrew, this was obviously the first time any of us had seen this. And probably the last. Anyway, Andrew, go ahead, sir.
Okay. This was a movie that from the very beginning I did not want to watch. And still do not want to watch.
Aww.
It's one of those things I can't unsee. Partially because it did freak me out for some moments. And as Sean said, I will never watch the movie Mannequin the same way again.
Right?
Nor will I feel comfortable walking through JCPenney.
Exactly. Like, if you wanted to...
Old Navy has those creepy things, too.
Oh, yeah, those are pretty creepy.
If you're listening to this show, and you're like a department store manager, and you want to freak the hell out of your employees, make them watch this movie, and then have them close the store.
Yes.
And
turn
then,
out all the lights, and then have to...
And then be a dick and move the mannequins around.
Yeah.
Something wrong with you.
I know. Okay, I'm going to tell this quick story. Andrew, I'm going to let you go. So...
Okay.
The university, when I was working at UNC Charlotte, the building I managed, my first year there was celebrating its 50th anniversary. And as someone thought it was this good idea to have all these, they took a bunch of pictures from the past 50 years. They found these pictures and they actually, like photoshopped out different people and then made giant cardboard cutouts of the people. And we spread them throughout the building to make it kind of feel like it was populated with people from different eras. It was actually kind of a neat idea. Here's the funny part, though. So my student building managers, right, I would be kind of mean, and I would move the cardboard cutouts throughout the day just to see if they'd pay attention, and it kind of freaked them out. And I wanted to, but I never did, because I have access to the security camera. I wanted to come back like late, like 10 o'clock, right before the building's about to close, and see where the building manager is, and then gather like all of the cardboard cutouts and then put them in like the main office. So when they came back to the main office, would be like 15 people standing there in the door. That would have, I think some of them probably would have quit, but it would have been funny. Anyway, sorry, that's my my prank joke that I did or did not do. Okay, Andrew, please go.
Okay. So other than being disturbed by mannequins from now on, the movie itself, I kept looking for something to appreciate, but I could not find it. If maybe Samantha in her email, like you said, maybe mentioned wardrobe. That was interesting, I guess, and I guess very fitting for the movie. I thought there were some things in the movie that were kind of pointless and were there just as filler. Quite frankly, I don't care that he's an artist. It made no difference to the plot at all. He could have worked at Subway for all I care. It would have made no difference to me.
Then he would have been a sandwich artist.
Right.
Decorating for the holidays.
Oh, sorry. Don't know what's just happening here.
What was that?
I don't know. IMDb is being weird. Okay, sorry.
I heard a Hobbit.
Yeah.
No, it was decorating for the holidays commercial for some reason.
Oh, sounded like Hobbit.
Yeah. We'll say that.
Yeah. And so, to be honest, it did not keep my attention at all. And, I've said before on here that if a movie is really good, I can't stop watching it. If a movie is not good, I'm like checking my phone. I'm paying attention to what my kids are doing, if they're in the same room as me. Which makes it sound like I never paid attention to my kids while I'm watching a movie. Dad, the house is on fire. What's that, son? I'm watching Iron Man. Hush.
Yeah, right.
No, but Yeah, I just it couldn't keep me. And once the mannequin thing started happening, it was just gross, and crazy, and freaked me out. I did not see the twist at the end coming, although I probably should have. But when Briar Rose went nuts or showed her true colors, so to speak, that was kind of a shock to me. But maybe it was because I wasn't paying attention.
Okay. Yeah. And so in fairness to Samantha, she in the email she did admit that this was a terrible film, but she thought,
"Oh, good." So I don't have to be so nice.
But she did say, "quote There were a couple of good actors, and the costumes were good. I'm still looking for a couple of good actors.
Good actors. Yeah.
There's one dude that was recognizable. Like, hey,
the
you're
bit
the
actor guy. Yeah, the bit guy.
Yeah, you're that character actor from X-Men and Star
Everything.
Trek and 1,000 other things. And then
So you have mutant powers.
yeah, pretty much. Those probably would have come in handy tonight or in his whatever. Corny.
Yo, what's up?
The mic is yours, sir.
All right, so first of all, I'd like to throw a shout out to Tremors.
Oh yeah. So for those who I guess probably listened last week, maybe there's no reason why you would miss last week. Just go listen to it. But Corny was unable to make it for safety reasons. He basically was very, very sleepy. So Corny,
I got home and passed out. Legitimately sat down and gave up the ghost, so to speak. Well, anyway, I've actually given Tremors a 9.
All right, that's right on. Real quick.
Why so high?
Yeah, real quick. Yeah.
It was, in all honesty, it was a perfectly built movie.
Okay.
In my opinion, and without going too far into that, but the stupid parts were expected to be there, and I thought they were in the exact right places. They handled a creature they've never seen before in the way that I think you would do through research and trying to figure out, like, you just don't know what it is. You try to name it. Someone's going to try to make money off of it.
That's what my wife told me on my wedding night.
Oh no!
Well, you have to name it?
No, she had to do research and and study it. And then, there was a name eventually.
I guess you did try to make money off of it, but
we did, but it just hasn't worked. Apparently, you have to be attractive for that to work.
In an attempt to bring this back into Tremors,
I need an adult.
So Corny, I am not here to dissuade you from your 9, but I'm gonna say this. Okay, yeah, never mind.
Then say it, son.
So this would be the second highest movie you have ever. What?
I got to update the webpage so we can compare to the recent stuff too.
So this will be the most recent. This will be the second highest rating you've ever given a film of what my database says.
That would be correct.
Your number, you did give a 10 to The Replacements. But you gave John Wick only an 8.5. So you're saying that you liked Tremors more than John Wick?
No. What I'm saying is the movie itself was built in a way that I thought was almost perfect.
All right.
So, I would rather watch John Wick. And actually, since then, I have seen John Wick.
Since last week?
Again, I thought... I saw it Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, sure, why not? I will say this. I do want to see John Wick 2 when it comes out in the theater. Like, I think that would be a good theater flick. All right, right on.
Anyway, but it was one of those things where I ranked the movie based on how it was built. And what I thought they did well. And in all honesty, for what it was and what that movie was supposed to be, I think they did all that incredibly well. It wasn't the movie wasn't a serious movie. They didn't treat it seriously. It was comedy with bits of horror, and they did the comedy with the bits of horror exactly the way I think they should have done it. So, that's just my opinion.
Hey, cool. I'm good with that. So on to The Curse of Sleeping Beauty.
And then I had to watch this shit. There is no comparison between the two. This movie, as Andrew said, the the art thing had nothing to do with this movie. He could have been, he could have been a bum, and it would have been just the same. He could have.
Oh my God! I just made this movie even better. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, you're fine.
What if he worked at a factory that made mannequins? I would have felt much better about this whole thing had that happened.
I'm with you now.
Or he is like what the TV show or the movie Mannequin is, right? He's like he designs showrooms and stuff like that. Like he's a consultant, right? And he comes in and he's handling mannequins all day. And then
he is.
And then the movie they try to kill him or something.
Oh my.
All right, cool. I like it.
So Mr. Mannequin meets these mannequins, and this guy did everything. Okay, so we've had Event Horizon in the last couple of weeks, and in that movie, once we figured out that this ship is evil, we fly far away and nuke the shit out of it. Like, that's the plan. That's a good plan. We all agreed with this plan. No one did this plan in this movie.
Well,
burn the house down.
Now, in fairness, somebody tried, right? Like, didn't one of the owners tried and he died trying.
Yes. However, our friend does not have yield problems until he just ups and says, "All right, I'm gonna go to this house," and then he goes in the house. The house is super creepy. He's got a mannequin in the head and the skulls everywhere.
Right.
So he says, "You know what? Screw this. I'm not gonna just stay outside. I'm gonna go deeper in the house." Hey, what's this? A murder basement? Sure, I'm going to go in. And so he goes down to Yield Murder Basement, and as he's down there, things are being heard, and he catches glimpses of people, and
the scene from Pulp Fiction was happening down there, and
pretty much. But at some point in time, you have to say to yourself, "I don't want to be here. I do not want to be here," and then leave. And if he dies, he dies. But well, I guess he's kind of dead. Maybe. I don't know.
I referred to this house as the Nope house. Like,
nope.
Not going in there. Nope. Certainly not spending the night. Anyway.
Yeah, and the first thing he says is, after all that stuff, he's like, "You know what? I'm going to spend the night. Yeah, it's fun."
Yeah.
Then he has that horrific dream and is like, well, it's just a bad dream.
Yeah, seems normal.
And the crazy thing is, I listened to a podcast called Stuff You Should Know. And they did a podcast on night terrors, and it's exactly what he experienced that first night he stayed, in terms of people used to think that a demon would sit on your chest, and that's why you couldn't move with these night terrors, and they'd, scream bloody murder, and people thought they were possessed and get burned at the stake and stuff like that. So when that happened, I was like, oh, wow, they actually did some sort of research in this movie.
Right on.
Somebody on set just happened to know that information.
Yeah, that's probably more likely what it is.
Yep.
Anyway, were you done?
Somebody came in with their CPAP machine marks on their face and said to the director, "Hey, I have these things called night terrors, and what you're doing is actually incorrect. It's really very scary, and it feels like there's a lot of weight on my chest, and I can't breathe."
Right.
And that's how this whole thing happened.
Right.
Because before then, it was a much happier movie.
That's true. I was going to say, and then the director says, "A lot of weight on your chest. What's his name?"
Oh. Gross.
No.
Okay, Sam, your turn.
How can I describe this movie? I saw it in two settings. I had to move on and do some other stuff. And I think I actually paused it at a pretty good point in the movie. I have to give credit to this movie, I guess, that it is pretty. If you watch it with the mute button on and don't care about where the story is going, the visuals in this movie are amazing. The production value of the filters they were using, the sets, just the what do you call it? Not filmography, not choreography.
Cinematography.
Thank you. Cinematography was impressive. And when I first saw the movie start, I was like, oh, interesting. This is going to be kind of fun. Somebody really took some time to make this look good. and then it falls apart pretty much within the first 2 or 3 minutes. First of all, the male actor, the lead actor, is the worst actor I think we've seen in a long, long time.
For a lead role, I would say yes.
Yeah, he was horrible. And the only reason I think he was cast for this movie is because he looked good.
Yeah,
and I didn't look at IMDb. I didn't see if he had any credits before this, but I'm almost willing to guess he was some sort of underwear model somewhere that they found and thought, hey, here is our Prince Charming. Here's our guy, to make people swoon over. Secondly,
I would place a bet that he has been on a tween TV series of some kind.
Yeah, well, he was Kelso on the 70s show, young Kelso. He did a TV show called 10 Things I Hate About You. He was some dude named Patrick. He was on a couple episodes of Gossip Girl. He's done...
there you go. You're absolutely right, Andrew.
He did a voice on Halo 4. He did a couple of low-budget horror flicks. And then he did a voice on Halo 5. And then an episode of Madam Secretary. And then this movie. And then he's doing something called Tell Me How I Die.
Well, we already know.
Well, his career died by this movie.
With a bunch of people.
So I'll move on to the second problem.
All right.
Was with the quote unquote Snow White character. And I felt really kind of dirty looking at this character in that blue dress she had.
Mm-hmm.
Because she looked all of 13, 14.
Yeah.
But then her boobies were about to fall out from the top of this dress. So I was like, wait, no, whoa, what's going on here? Again, I think it was miscast. And to me, that character of this girl, it felt like the what was that girl's name who did the Friday music video? Her father was in charge of something, and somehow this was her, her movie that her father paid for or something. But it's
funny you should say that.
I didn't have any fun with this movie until they started going off on this wild goose chase with Mr. Ghostbuster and crazy blonde girl thing, and the twist I didn't see it coming, so that was at least a good surprise per se. But it just I don't know how to pin down why this movie is so bad, but it is.
For what it's worth, Sam, she's 23 years old when she made the movie. So
okay, good.
It's not creepy, but she does look young.
She has a young face.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah. So, I just maybe we'll flesh out some of this stuff, while talking. But it's just off. The whole movie is just off, except for the visuals. I love the way it looked.
Okay.
How about you, Sean?
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. So here's my thing about it. It's a B movie, right? And we know it going into this movie, right? At least I think we should have known that.
No, I never thought it was going to be a B movie. B movies don't look this good.
Well, that's not... Well, okay, B movies from the 90s didn't look this good, right? The technology has come such a long way. Like, B movies in the 90s were shot on video. Like digital... it's called digital tape, or DVT, or digital videotape. Yeah, DVT. These movies now, these production companies, even these low, small rent production companies can still buy a $30,000 HD camera and have, and if you have a lighting guy, even fresh out of school that knows, halfway knows what he's doing, you can make a pretty film. And then the costuming work was actually pretty good. So I'll give you, Samantha, some credit there. The costuming was fine. Again, the blue dress was pretty, and creepy horned thing in the basement was creepy, weird, and whatever. Other than that, people were just wearing clothes. Who cares? But
it reminded me a lot of Pan's Labyrinth. Something Del Toro would
Yeah, like this, this is like, the guy who directed this could be like Del Toro's understudy kind of a thing, right?
Yeah.
Just giving him, but this is what this director, I looked him up. This is what he does, right? He does this B movie garbage. So, with that being said, it's a pretty B movie, but it is a B movie, and it's meant to fill, it's meant for a space like Netflix or Amazon or Hulu or whatever. It was never going to see a theater. It's meant for the, $3.99 bin at Walmart, and whatever. And that's fine. There's a space for that in Hollywood. So with that being said, is this the worst B movie we've seen on this podcast? The answer is no.
Absolutely not.
Like,
no.
I would rather watch this 100 times before I watch Poultrygeist or Zombievers. Though, in fairness,
I will watch Zombievers over this.
I think this movie is better than Zombievers, because Zombievers is funny. I guess actually I don't know. Maybe I take that back. Hang in there, guys. Sorry about that. My son came out again. What I was going to say is, maybe you're right. Maybe Zombievers. I don't know. For nothing else, Zombievers gave us.
Oh, I feel like a Power Ranger.
So. There at least is that, right? And the girls in that movie were hot, so okay, fine. I will say this, that the blonde, the agent, the real estate agent, she was hot too. I really found her extremely attractive. I didn't think she was a very great actress. She basically just had one face, and it was just not resting bitch face, but kind of like resting, I'm always serious face, right? Like
Kristen Stewart face.
Kind of. Yeah. Actually, yeah, kind of Kristen Stewart. She just didn't huff as much. It's hard to quantify this movie because of what it is. So we'll just talk about the things that I just don't think work, regardless of your budget, right? So there are certain things, and we've talked about this in other super low budget movies before, that regardless of budget, there are certain things you can still do to not suck. Right?
Tell a good story.
Like, okay, tell a good story. Fine. So the idea is that, and so that was super confusing to me. Is the whole movie I just kept like, wait, so who was the white-haired guy? Like, how did he know to show up? And was he her dad? Or I'm not really sure. He's just some dude with the church. So okay, and
he's Rutger Hauer. And,
he's the Rutger Hauer in this movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Only knows.
I would have actually liked Rutger Hauer in this movie. That would have been pretty good. He does stuff like this. Like, that's a great B movie. A Hobo with a Shotgun, that's a fantastic B movie. Let's just say that.
Molly, stop huffing the propane.
Okay.
Come on, down out of the fireplace. Thank you.
Oh, so other things that, no, it's fine. Other things that really just, like the douchebag ex-boyfriend, who was a super douche in this movie.
Yeah.
Not only a super douche, but a government paid super douche.
Oh my gosh. I work for the government sometimes. Anyway, I don't know why this bothers me, but in movies where you have a computer screen, and then for some reason we have to reflect the numbers of the computer screen on your skin as if your monitor is a projector. I don't know why I don't like that.
It's the future, man.
Well, like they did it really cool in The Matrix, right? Because they reflect it on his glasses, and that's believable, right? Because it's a reflective surface. Your skin really isn't a reflective surface. And again,
he built that system himself, man. He had some, like I have 3 monitors now. That guy had 5. Whatever.
And I
had a student ask me one time why my forehead was so shiny, and I said, "So bitches can see themselves when they look at me."
Nice.
No, I didn't say that.
Yeah.
But I thought it in my head.
That would have been great to say to a 14-year-old, sure.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to keep my job, so I kept that in my.
It was probably a good idea, buddy.
You could have said that if you worked at Walmart, but apparently, oh, sorry. I forgot we weren't recording when Corny told that story. So yeah, and then, of course the stupid tech pissed me off. Again with the computer monitors, Corny, I guess you're our resident computer guy. Do people really have monitors that are like 6 feet in the air that you have to crane your neck? Like, I feel like they just watched Serenity and saw Mr. Universe and was like, that seems real. I don't know.
That's about right. I mean, I know most any guy with an awesome setup is gonna pretty much lay it out in a pretty ergonomical setting.
Yeah, because most nerds are like, they're this is gonna sound to me, but they're kind of lazy. Like they don't want to have to look up, right? You know, I mean, you just recently put in a third monitor to make your life easier, but it's all like you said, linear, right? So you can it's like you're playing tennis. You're looking back and forth, but anyway, whatever. I'm not going to make fun of nerds because we all of them are us, or we. So
my
all
Skype just dumped itself. I didn't hear the last 15 seconds of anything.
That's fine. I was just making fun of nerds, so you're good to go.
Oh, convenient.
What else I really didn't like about this movie?
Well, there was a bunch of just dumb decisions in this movie that it just. I respect movies when they are at least smart, and I don't know. It was never a smart movie.
No, that's for sure.
No, not at all.
And I kind of sometimes felt like they were talking down to us a little bit. I don't know. Sometimes it was too much explaining or something. I don't know. There was just something about this movie. I'm trying to remember some of the things that I really didn't like about it. I'm going back through my notes here. This is actually based on a comic book, which I find really interesting. Okay, here's one thing I really hated. Again, I don't care about your low budget. The sound design in this movie was awful.
Absolutely.
Like, I was listening through my Bose speakers in my office, and it sounded, those are good speakers, and the dialogue was so flippin' soft compared to the music.
Yep.
It was hard to understand, especially in Dreamworld. I couldn't understand anything that they were saying.
There was a scene, I don't remember what scene it was exactly, but there was a scene where he was talking, and I don't even remember what they were talking about at the time, but it sounded like they were talking in a bathroom, or it was just so echoey. And I was like,
studio is what it probably was.
Yeah. So, sound design was terrible. I didn't even hardly notice the soundtrack because it was too loud, and I was trying to hear the people talking, and I was frustrated with it.
Now the actual fake keyboard orchestra thing, cheesy, not super cheesy, but pretty cheesy. The vocal thing at the end, whenever things are starting to come together, I thought was actually pretty well done.
Yeah, that is true. I did notice, even maybe because I was so happy the credits hit. I did like the soundtrack once the credits hit. I was like, oh, this is kind of nice.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. Maybe they went to like a local college or something and had the choir record, some music, whatever. I don't know. I didn't look up the composer for this thing. I just didn't care.
It's the same people that did Appalachian is Hot, Hot, Hot.
Stop it. I was on that team. Music by Scott Glasgow.
He did Hot, Hot, Hot?
No.
Oh.
Wait, what?
No,
seriously. Okay. I click on the dude, and the first thing that comes up under known for is Captain America Civil War.
Wow.
And he was composer, additional music uncredited. So
he had a triangle on something.
Well, maybe. But as far as being a composer, where he is the dude, he did a Robotech movie, which is actually kind of cool. Good for him.
Robotech? What's a Robotech movie?
Robotech, it's an anime.
Oh, Sam, why'd you ask?
No, I'm not going to go too far. It's just an anime that I was a big fan of in the late 80s, mid 90s. Okay. It's like, you know what an F-14 looks like, right? Like the Tomcat, what they use for Top Gun, the main fighter jet from Top Gun.
Sean was inverted.
Yeah, exactly. Basically, they take that design, and then in the TV show, the cartoon, it can go from the jet mode, and then it can transform into a robot, basically, with a pilot. and then you can fight that way. It's actually kind of neat.
And then Hasbro sued the shit out of him.
Well, no, because they're not Transformers. I mean, they're pilots.
I know. I was just kidding.
Okay. And I would actually bet that they probably came out before Transformers. I don't know. Maybe not. Did you say Hasbro, the basketball player?
No, Hasbro.
Oh, I thought you said Hasbro.
I had an extra to it.
That's fine. Anyway, he's actually done some stuff. He's actually worked on big movies, like good movies. So good for him.
Really? I thought he was playing basketball. That's impressive.
No, he did a great Hannibal Lecter.
The guy?
Hasbro.
Oh, okay.
I forget his face mask.
Yeah. That was a good.
We all miss his nose.
Yeah, he was kind of a derpy guy, but he was a great basketball player in college. Anyway, doesn't matter. No one cares. So other things. What was I going to say? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Sound was bad.
Yeah, burn the house to the ground. That's pretty much how this movie.
Again, I don't think that you could. So here's the thing, and I didn't know this until I think Andrew, you were even saying it in your mock intro, was that like the curse has been around since the Crusades. Is that real? Is that part of the story? Did I miss that in the movie?
No, that was definitely in the movie.
Was it? I somehow missed it.
When FBI super squirrel guy, he was in the middle of translating some things. Like, yeah, this has apparently been around since the Crusade, since first generation, whatever the case may be. Okay, he said it.
So we're to believe that during the Crusades, some Christians went over there to Jerusalem and found her body. Right? Found her, and then discovered somehow through something, texts, something, and was like, oh, if we wake her, it's the apocalypse, right? So, but for some reason, the people that found her, I guess, there was a curse set upon them for whatever reason, and so then the jinn came into be to make sure that no one woke her. So here's the biggest plot hole of the movie. If the uncle lived in that house his entire life and all these people that go into this house die mysteriously because the jinn, for whatever reason, decides it needs to kill anyone that comes into the house, even though only a direct descendant with the blood can even wake her, so it doesn't even matter, then why couldn't the uncle just write on a piece of paper that he gave him, don't wake her, it will kill the world? Like, why do you have to put it in code in an ancient language that only douche McDouchebag can read? And then only, it was...
Well, communication saves all.
Right, and this is an era with cell phones and supercomputers and text on your face. Like, I don't understand why just a sticky note. Hey, uncle or nephew, by the way, here's this house. It's haunted, okay? There's a demon that lives in the basement, and it will protect you, or it'll keep you from going into the other part of the basement where this beautiful girl who you've been having dreams about, because apparently it's happened for centuries, is evil and will try to kill the world. So, you're just gonna have to live in the house and just be creepy old man for the rest of your life. Sorry. Love, Uncle Dave. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know that means that we don't have a movie, but
I'm not upset about that.
But my point would be is then maybe we have the guy, even maybe it changes his motivation. Then maybe he's like, well, you know what? My uncle's wrong. I think that she actually needs us to save her. And then he does the foolish thing, right? I mean, if you're going to have people make bad decisions, then fine. But let's be real and logical. It just doesn't make sense. If I knew I was going to die, I would leave a message. And not some weird cryptic coded thing like angels and demons, okay? Like, let's just be real. Whatever. Okay. Old Man Ex Machina, I did write that. I wrote, who is this guy, like 3 times, because I kept missing, like, I didn't know who he was. Daniel is creepier than the mannequins. I wrote that. He was the boyfriend. I'm going to need a ruling. Did we have a decoding of the information montage?
Yes.
Okay. Andrew says yes, so...
Yes.
You're going to get right in the face of the late team. Good job.
I don't even know if we did. I just wanted to hear that song.
Well, they did this. I think they did, right? Like they did they sped up the thing, and I'm gonna count it as a montage. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know.
It's a time lapse. That's close enough.
Time lapse. Yeah, that's the phrase I'll use. Yeah. Okay, fine. I don't have anything for time lapse.
Let's do the time lapse again.
I'm just gonna type in here. Let's see time. Let's see what happens. Oh, okay.
It was a different time.
There you go. That's the closest thing I have.
Just stay out of my way, or you'll pay. Listen to what I say.
Okay, that one's just because it's my note was rhyme time. The only other thing I have is.
Does it come with a raise? Absolutely.
Oh, under Nightcrawler, I wrote, "This is the only time he's funny in the movie." That's literally what my note was. Anyway, we'll just do Chad. God rest his soul.
I beg your pardon, sir.
What? Oh, I did right. Was this produced by the CW? Because all of the females are attractive. Like the lawyer that gives him the numbers, like the paperwork, she was an attractive blonde. Even the lady at the court order office, like they tried to make her look derpy by giving her a bun and some glasses and put her in a turtleneck. But I was like, she's hot under there. You know she is. Just whatever. I mean, it's fine. I don't care. It was very noticeable to me. The blonde that we liked, Natalie Hall is her real name, and she is in nothing that I've ever heard of. She was in a thing called A Girl in a Bra, A Guy in Boxers, Off Limits.
Okay. Stay away, Sean.
Yeah, she was in Pretty Little Liars for a while. She was in All My Children for a while. And then she was in an episode of SVU, so she probably...
I mean, she either murdered someone, was a man, or...
was a man. Well, she was probably the victim.
I don't know, man. They get kind of crazy in that stuff nowadays.
Well, they do. Anyway, doesn't matter. Okay, I'm trying to think. Is there anything else that we need to really say about this movie? I mean, we've already said the things that we liked about it was that it was pretty. Okay.
It was pretty.
And the jump scares were pretty effective. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. They lost it. For me, they lost their effectiveness after the third one. Like I was like, yeah, we're done here.
Yeah. The one that
mannequins were super creepy. I did like.
Yeah, that scene was actually pretty neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I mean by the jump scare. Like, oops, sorry, I kicked the table.
Mannequin or won't?
I mean, they did. Because the one that actually really was effective for me was when the door was all being weird. When he first goes in the house and goes downstairs for whatever reason. And the door was all slammy and shaky and whatever, and then all of a sudden there was one there, and then it was gone. Like, that one actually kind of got me for a little bit. I actually had to pause the movie and go change my shorts. Just yeah. The other one I thought was pretty effective. It didn't bother me, but I thought it was effective for the movie, was the one when Inspector Mann went walking through the hallway, and he turns around, there's nothing there, and then he turns back around, there's one standing right in the middle of the hallway, and then the head rolled off. That was pretty effective.
Yeah, by the way, that is the scene where you leave. Like, you just run.
Well, he tried, right?
Face.
But he tried, right? He ran into
it in the face.
Well, yeah, he did. And then he... Yeah. Oh, I see what you mean. Instead of actually just running out of the house, he went to investigate it, right? He got up real close and looked at it. No, you're right. Yeah, you push past it and you run. I mean, like, I'm going to be honest, Inspector Mann. If there was a rumor that a house had 53 deaths at the place, there's no way I'm ever setting foot in there. Ever.
Not by myself.
Yeah. No.
We call it the nope house.
Not to mention the scenes where they're taking off the covers off the mannequins.
Mm-hmm.
You know, first of all, we'd be doing it if we were in this house. You think about it. The four of us are in there. First of all, we wouldn't be in the house. But if we were somehow in it,
my black ass.
I was going to say, in fairness,
you'd be taking those sheets off of the mannequins with sticks, like 6-foot sticks. You know, kind of poking and prodding these things until they fall off the mannequin.
Why can't you just hack the sheet off with your axe? Because that's what I would do. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're down there to fight something, right? That's the whole purpose of you going down there armed, is like, okay, I got my axe. I know there's a sheet on a thing. You're getting axed. I'm not using my hand.
Yeah, especially when you grab right at the face.
Ugh.
Yeah. Here's my question. Where is my montage of them getting holy weapons? Like every movie.
I wish they would have had that. Like a really good Constantine kind of thing.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty funny when the guy pulled out a pistol and he was like, "Whoa, you brought a gun? Wait a minute. You've had mannequins attacking you. You're getting ready to go into a cage of death, and you're worried about a dude with a pistol?"
Like, hey, man.
That's the thing that
gun safety is important.
Like that's the thing you're freaked out about. Okay. What a dork. Well, he's a liberal arts guy because he, and like, why did we need the backstory about his fiance dying 3 years ago? Was it to make him seem vulnerable, which is why he was open up to this? He was more accepting of this relationship with this quote unquote dream girl. Is that what that's supposed to be about? Because
okay, here's the deal. I have to say something about this.
Oh, please.
I might be a terrible person, but I think it needs to be said.
Okay, because I have a thing to say too. Yeah.
You have a girl that's now newly crushing on you, and things seem to be going well.
And a hot blonde.
And
yeah.
And in that moment, you say, "Yep, used to have a fiance. She's dead. Oh boy." Thanks, Droopy.
Yes,
Thanks, Droopy.
Declan.
I just gotta keep it to myself.
Okay, hang in there. Sorry, Corny. My son once again decided to grace us with his presence. So you were basically making the point that you got a hot blonde in front of you, and she's ready to go, and one you get cock blocked by the two sleeping dudes on the couch, which was a dumb gag. Two, you decide to nope, I'm gonna save it for girl that might not even be real. Like,
but the thing, he had an opportunity to have a hot girl on the outside and one on the inside.
Is he cheating if the other one is in a dream world and not really touching you?
Hey,
I don't know.
they were on a break.
They were on a break. Oh, a Friends reference. Nice. How
you doing? I ain't afraid of no ghost.
Right.
Come here, girl. Are you the keymaster? Hell yeah.
So I guess we've teased it a couple times about the twist at the end. So here's the twist. I guess spoiler alert, maybe. So
it's within 3 years. That's terrible.
Yeah. Right? So well, it's within a few months, really. But so spoiler alert, I guess. If this movie, if you haven't watched it, you should actually watch it. I think it's worth watching. But so the end movie is this: he's somehow able to get past all of the obstacles in his way, and gets into the chamber where Sleeping Beauty is. And again. Uncle should have put signs everywhere that said, "Do not touch. Will bring upon apocalypse." Right? Like, put it on a sign. Okay. Anyway, I work in the ops position where like we post signs for everything. So you should post a sign. So he does a cool little, that was actually a pretty cool set though. Like, where did they build that? Like, that was pretty cool. I mean, the prop department, like not.
Well, they're in L.A., so everything's just dangerous over there, right?
Yeah. Oh, I got this in my sex dungeon. You need to borrow that? Oh, hell yeah. That's great. Thanks, man. Yeah, no problem. Let me just get some Clorox before you bring a black light in here. So,
what'd you call me? Did anybody else think that was a sex swing? The first little harness you saw?
Wait.
When they go down the basement, that first little harness, I was like, "Wait, is that a?"
Oh,
I've seen that.
Is that really? Oh my goodness!
I don't know. It's for the mannequins or something.
Get out some antibacterial soap.
Yeah. So anyway, so he goes and he opens the thing, and she comes out, and he kisses her, and then nothing happens, and then he's like, "Oh, the blood, blah blah blah. Everything's got to be about blood," which gross. Touching that little thingy at the top
really
with his uncle's blood.
Wait.
I'd be mad at him too if someone came and put blood on my lips.
Oh yeah. Gross. Well, then then he bites his lip, makes himself bleed, and then he. And he kisses her, and she wakes up, and then she gives him another little kiss and says thank you, and then her eyes go devil, and
then she goes, "Haha, joke's on you. Now you have Hep C."
Right. And then she goes into the other room, right, and she pulls out the heart of the thing, the djinn or whatever the heck it is, who was at a spinning.
She call him out him.
She really did, actually. She did call him out, her, whatever. And then the thing was sitting at a spinning wheel, which was kind of cool for the, bring it all full circle for the fairy tale. And then she goes to kill the blonde, and then she's like, nope, want you to see the thing. And then all of a sudden we cut, and they're now like, the world is on fire, and Thomas is getting the life sucked out of him, and then credits. So, like,
and can we talk about the CGI at the end though?
No, it was bad, but
in a movie where most of this stuff was practical,
yeah,
boy, did that look out of place.
Yeah,
it was horrible.
It did. It's fine. It was bad, but whatever. So, so are we? So I mean, so is it the apocalypse? Did it happen? Did it start, or is it like she's just somewhere and she's starting it, and they anticipate a sequel where they're now going to fight against the apocalypse or something?
I had a feeling they were thinking a sequel with this thing.
So I don't know.
Wasn't there like 13 jinns or something?
Well, that's what she said. Yeah, there's 13 of us. So like,
yeah.
Is this now the mission of, X-Men Cinder and, Hot Blonde to go around, find the jinns to try to stop Sleeping Beauty? I don't know.
It was weird.
So wait a minute, could this be a situation where we have a movie called The Curse of Sleeping Beauty 2, Jinn and the Holograms?
Jeez.
No.
Bad. Jinn and the Holograms. That was still pretty funny. Thank you, Corny. I appreciate that.
Don't feed them. Don't feed them.
No.
It only bring in more.
I don't think they're like gremlins.
Started. The corny jokes have been released.
That's fine. So yeah, I mean, I guess it was like I watched it in that moment, and I thought, did they just get finished watching The Cabin in the Woods, and was like,
I said the same thing,
and it was like, oh, okay, which was a way better movie.
Spoiler alert.
Oh yeah, sorry. I guess if you can infer one from the other, I apologize if you've not seen that. Go watch Cabin in the Woods. Way better movie.
All the black people died in this movie. I'm just kidding.
There were none. There were none. Yeah, I was like, there wasn't. We had a bunch of white dudes and one white people and one Asian guy. I did like the friend though, the roommate. He was funny.
Because he had red hair. Come on, Sean.
Well, did he? I guess.
I need you to be listening.
Well, he was the only fun in the movie. I mean, truly. He was the only fun part of the movie. So.
Oh, so you didn't like the scene where our boy Thomas is sitting on the car and, thanks, Uncle Clyde.
Oh God, that was so stupid. He's yelling at the moon. I thought you meant the part where he is sitting outside of the club, stalkerish, waiting for blonde girl to come out.
Yo, who was that one? Was that the first real appraiser lady?
It was the first realtor that was in the room. Yeah.
Okay.
I did the same thing. I'm like, who is this person now? And because at first I thought it was like an ex-girlfriend or something. He's like, I'm sorry to come here so late. I'm like, oh, he obviously knows who this person is. And it wasn't until I saw her again in the context where she's like, I was a realtor in Portland and I moved down here because my brother, whatever. And I was like, oh, it's the realtor lady. So how super convenient that you landed this gig. And that's another thing. Like, I guess we never really get a resolution on that. Like,
well, she finds her brother. He hella did, but
we
didn't they axe him to death? Didn't they just chop him up? Yeah,
they did.
Wait, what?
Oh,
yeah.
I'm confused. Wait, what?
So
did I miss a part of the movie?
Basement.
They're in the murder basement. Yeah. Okay, fine.
They're in the murder basement. So they're down there, and that's where they're pulling off the little sheets.
Yeah.
And then blonde girl goes, Josh, Paul, the generic white dude name. What have you done to you? And then that's where a creepy old guy goes. He's been dead. Oh yeah.
How did I miss
something
this?
along the lines of he's been gone for a while or something like that. And then
that shows you how much I cared about this movie. I missed a whole scene somehow.
Yeah, dude.
I must have been doing my
they
taxes
chopped
or
him
something.
up.
Oh. Well, okay, then I don't feel so bad about. I feel actually bad about ripping apart the movie because I was like, why are you going to introduce this thing and then never have a payoff? I might actually go watch that just so I.
No, you're not. Don't.
No, don't.
No, okay. Don't do it. Don't. It's a trick. Get an axe. Okay.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Tropes for the movie I wrote down. Reading a letter in the voice of the person that wrote it. Trope. The curse is a blessing. I hate that phrase. It's a curse and a blessing. how is it ever a blessing? Like, what part of that is a blessing?
Wait.
Can we hit rewind just a second?
Yeah, please.
Sure, okay.
Okay, that's something that I forgot to mention because it really bothered me. He had never met his uncle. He had no idea what he sounded like. So how is his uncle's voice in his head when he reads this? Right. That really pissed me off. I think that's the moment when I was like, nope, done with this movie.
And that's great because I never even thought of that. But I'm glad you did because, yeah, you're right.
You know what would have been great? So he starts the voice, and then he says, or, he starts the voice, but the voice is sounds like it's tin and very, very creaky. And he goes, and I don't know why I sound like this. I guess it's just because you don't know what I sound like, but this will work just the same.
Right. Or even better, he starts reading, he's like, wait, whose voice is that? Is that Uncle?
Is that me?
Yeah, who is that?
What?
I have a cool inner monologue.
Basically, he pulls the Deadpool. Or better yet, that guy sounds like Morgan Freeman.
No.
Or Denzel.
Don't go in the basement. And that was the last time we saw him go in the basement. I can't do Morgan Freeman.
My man Freeman. I gave you this house.
We all have an inner monologue, right?
Well, yeah.
You see certain text and it comes to you in a voice. I don't know about you. When I read Harry Potter, for some stupid reason, it had a British accent when I was reading Harry Potter. And, sometimes Morgan Freeman, narrates your life behind the scenes. You just, I didn't have a problem with narration. Let's just say that.
The only time, and this is actually probably pretty accurate, the only time I ever have Morgan Freeman in my head is as narration, it was when I read the book Shawshank Redemption after having seen the movie. And so I already had the voices in my head of what the voices sounded like. I, however, did the same thing that you did, Sam, because I had already seen a couple of the movies before I started reading Harry Potter. So I did their voicing. So you guys don't have Damon Wayans' voice in your head when you're reading. It's really interesting. You should try it sometime. I don't even know what he sounds like. I couldn't even pretend. I mean,
like Joe Pesci.
Everything read about Joe Pesci. But he just takes his own liberties with it. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. Whatever. It's not funny.
Whatever.
It's not funny. Haha.
Other tropes I wrote down is when someone tells you don't go there, but you have to anyway for some reason. Don't go in the basement. Okay, let's go to the basement. Seeing numbers on the screen thing, that really pissed me off. And the thing you tried to save is actually evil trope. Okay. All right. Ready for some clips? Of course you are, because I only captured 4. Here we go.
Hey, I'm going over to McGowan's. Craig's got his birthday happening. You should come with.
I don't like karaoke.
It's not karaoke. It's drunk girls singing. So it's drunk girl-a-roke, which is awesome. Everybody loves drunk girl-a-roke. You should come. Get out of your apartment. It smells like a shoe.
I like him.
Okay, you're right. That guy's
He's
awesome.
the best part of the movie. I wanted way more of him. Why couldn't he have been a sidekick?
Yeah. There was some promise to this thing. There really was.
Yeah. His name, I think his name is Zach Ward. And the first thing that he's known for is he was in Transformers. He was First Sergeant Donnelly. Okay. Apparently he was in A Christmas Story, and he was also in one of the Resident Evil movies. So he's done some good movies. Bunch of CSI garbage. A lot of TV shows. Of TV. So anyway, he was funny. He was episode of NCIS. Good for him. Yeah, he's a bit guy, but he's still working. Good for him. Yeah. Okay, number 2. Here we go.
I am also close to you in the physical world. That is the reason I'm awake.
Sleeping Beauty. That's what I called you before.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear anything you said because of the loud background music. Can you say the words again? So annoying.
Was that the Halo theme they were playing in the background? Or was it just me?
Actually, sounded like it.
I kind of I hear that whenever I walk into an elven place when I'm playing whenever you're playing.
Wow.
World of Warcraft. I couldn't think of what it was called. Yeah, like you walk into this very ethereal place and you're talking to, I must protect the wild guy, whatever, and like all these wisps are floating by and whatever. But God, turn the music down. I couldn't hear him. I thought this was kind of funny. It's 42 seconds, so just hang in there.
So that thing we saw in the house, the dark figure moving in and out?
Yeah, most likely that was the djinn. They mostly appear as a shadow or as a black dog. They can be evil or good. And they can take possession of many things, such as inanimate objects. But like angels, they exist in a supernatural realm. And like humans, they have free will. Free will.
So they're behind what's happening at the house. And I'm stuck with them. I hate this house.
I don't blame you.
Come get some.
All right, and this is the last one. I had
Hail
to
to the king.
I kind of want to go watch that. Let's a little bit of 22 seconds of douche face.
Same as last time you gave me. This could take a while.
How long will it take?
How long? How long? Where'd you get this guy from? For your info, smart guy, I occasionally work for the government, doing stuff I can't talk about. The program that we're using to figure out this ancient journal, I wrote it.
Okay.
Okay, here's my real big problem with douche guy, right? You didn't answer the question, and it wasn't that difficult a question.
Don't be racist.
Like, wait, what? He didn't ask you. He was saying like, this is going to take a long time. Okay, you're admitting that this is going to be difficult. Okay, so how long is it going to take? That you just said was going to take a long time. Yeah. Who does this guy think he is? I did all this stuff that no one cares about. I placed first place euphonium in Texas. No one cares. Anyway.
Oh, damn.
Oh, you brought
Shots
that
fired.
in.
Yeah, just threw that guy under the bus who I know doesn't listen to the show. At least I really hope not. But it's okay. He lives in Arizona, so who cares?
Until we get an email next week. Really, guys?
Really? Yeah.
You had to bring that up.
Hey, buddy. You still suck. You're still a douche. Anyway, he's just annoying. But it's whatever. And like, why? Why did he have to be that? There was no reason to be that. Just.
Yeah, that's one of those screenwriting 101s, you would think.
Like
why create tension when there is none to begin with?
Right. It's dumb. It's really dumb.
It would have been better if he was like a really cool guy.
Right.
Like and there was some sort of competition or something that he felt all this. I don't know.
Did you guys ever see the movie Date Night with Colin?
Tina Fey.
and
Office guy.
Steve Carell.
Yeah.
And she goes to see her old boyfriend, who is Mark Wahlberg, who is like super rich, super successful, and he's like never wears a shirt, and he's like hot, like, but he's cool, right? And he's like this cool dude, and he's like, oh yeah, no problem. I'll do whatever I'll do whatever I can to help, whatever. Like, make him that guy, right?
Yeah.
And then I think it's a better.
At least it makes it interesting. It turns a trope on its head.
Yeah, it really does. And then we've created a stupid love triangle that doesn't need to be there. I guess it already has a love triangle because there's the dream girl love.
The old guy.
Not the old guy.
Wait, what?
I'd like to point something out that we what?
Ew.
Age ain't nothing but a number.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
So I'd like to point out something that I think we've missed in this whole conversation. The point in deciphering that book is to figure out what to do. At the end of everything, to go with the guy who didn't necessarily believe in that crap until, the day before, and just went with what he said, with with nothing.
Well, yeah. Yes, exactly. You're right. The whole thing kickstarts by he drops in pain and he has to go back to the house. So go back to the house and recharge your batteries for a little bit, and then go back to computer dude to let the translation finish. There's no reason to go in literally guns blazing. There's no reason to. Like, go back out, Go back, or just hang out at the house because she's like, the house will no longer protect you, whatever that means. Just hang out at the house and be like, hey, have your dude call us when the thing is ready, and we'll just make our stand here in the living room against, mannequin zombies. And then when he calls you, when he calls and says, oh, hey, they finally finished translating, Sleeping Beauty is devil. Okay? Got it. Okay, cool. Like, I just made this movie just a little bit better. How about this? The guy sees the translation and he's like, oh, I gotta call him up, and he goes to reach for his phone, and then there's a mannequin behind him.
Yeah, see?
And then he dies. Because the mannequin kills him, because he's not supposed to. But that wouldn't make sense. No, the mannequins would want him to know that information. So that actually doesn't make sense. All right, whatever. Doesn't matter. It's still dumb. That's what my point is. All right, moving on. So here we go.
And now for some more bad news. Ready?
You ready for this? There is zero trivia for this movie. No, seriously. No trivia. None. None on Wikipedia.
None at all?
None on IMDb. I have nothing to tell you about this movie. I know nothing about it.
Did Google pop up anything?
I didn't go that far, to be honest with you.
Wow.
I didn't really try that hard. I can tell you.
Why don't we can make some stuff up for IMDb?
I mean, I could.
Because obviously people are able to do that.
I actually really thought about doing like a 10-day free trial of IMDb Pro and saying, this movie was featured on an episode of Cheapseat Reviews during their Halloween Fest or something like that. I really kind of want to do that. The only thing I can tell you, seriously, this is literally the only thing I can tell you, is that it was released August 17th of this year. They filmed it in L.A., and the production company, one of the production companies is called Briar Rose Productions.
Oh, that's sweet.
Aspect ratio was 2.35 to 1, and it's 89 minutes long. That's all I can tell you.
Thank God it was less than an hour and a half.
Yeah,
that's all I got to say.
Yeah, it was short, which is good.
Yeah.
It was released in theaters in the Philippines, for what it's worth.
We're sorry.
We're sorry, Philippines.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, didn't the president over there like insult Obama?
I don't know.
Something like that.
Possibly.
It's probably because of this movie.
It's because of this movie. I like the idea of that.
Are you kidding me?
What?
The game is tied 6-6.
Yeah, I was actually going back and forth too. As you're listening to this, the World Series is over, and the deciding team has already won the World Series and has been celebrating for days. But as we record it, it's top of the 8th, and it's tied 6-6.
So congratulations to the for winning the World Series.
Actually, it's top of the 9th now. It's top of the 9th. So congratulations to the for winning. Yeah, I like that. It's a team that starts with the letter C.
There you go.
And
didn't the Simpsons do that or something like that, where they congratulations to the two teams playing in the Super Bowl up and the
or something like that.
And then they dubbed it really badly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good job.
Oh, by the way, did we talk about we should mention the guy who was in high school who called this exact situation.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
He
Back
called,
in 2003 or something like that?
No, it was like I thought it was like in the 90s.
Well, it was in the 90s. Yeah. 93.
Like Cubs, Indians, Game 7.
Really? What?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have to Google it or something. I didn't do any, so there's no trivia. I'm not playing the recasting game because I don't care. I just don't. I don't
Basically, take anybody from the CW and just interchange.
Okay, yeah, fine. Yeah, just mix up a handful of your character actors from any CW network, the CW network, just throw them into a hat. So Steve Amell is your main dude, and the pretty girl from Supergirl is the blonde, and who cares? Like whatever. There you go. There's
that instantly made the movie better.
Well, you did. I mean, Steve Amell makes a lot of things better. I like him. I still haven't seen that second or the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie. I think the first one was on Amazon Prime for a while.
It was.
In fact, I think
No.
Yeah, the first one was because
Okay,
didn't we tease we were gonna do it for a little while and then decided that after watching that really horrible Transformers movie that maybe we shouldn't.
I still hate that movie.
It's so funny. So I'm at this new job, and I mentioned something about a podcast, and one of my students was like, "Oh, that sounds great. What movies have you done?" And I was like, "Oh gosh, all these things." And so he goes to the website and he finds our rankings page, and he goes, "Whoa, you put Transformers way down there." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's a terrible movie." And he goes, "I kind of liked it." And I said, "Yeah, this isn't gonna work.
You're fired."
Yeah. No, he actually agreed. He was like, "No, you're right. It's a terrible movie." I said literally the only thing good about that movie is actually Stanley Tucci, cursing in Chinese.
Well, don't forget the brother.
Oh yeah, I forget about him because he was in it for so short.
Yeah.
Just if you want to see more of him, just go watch Deadpool. He's great in Deadpool.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm done with that. So on to this.
And not
that. And on to this. Sorry. Which, by the way, Corny, the guy that voiced that clip there, he was the Mr. Wong in the shop owner.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, Sam had to point that out. I was impressed. We decided to do movies based on fairy tales, like movies that are actually based on how loosely interpreted is up to you, but in fact based on a real life fairy tale. Andrew.
All right. I have an honorable mention of Splash.
Okay.
With Tom Hanks.
Oh, yeah.
Based on The Little Mermaid. And then number 3, Hook.
All right.
Which is not really, I mean, it is based on Peter Pan, but it is also about Peter Pan.
Mm-hmm.
And then number 2, Edward Scissorhands.
Oh, I was hoping no one would pick that one.
Oh.
I thought I had eggs in the hole.
Yeah. Which is loosely based on Beauty and the Beast.
And I guess you could say Frankenstein as well.
Yeah, yeah. And then number 1, and this is a I won't say guilty pleasure because I do watch this movie, but my wife watches it literally like once a month, and I can quote the movie by now.
I can't wait to see where this is going.
And actually, when my first child was born 6 years ago, this was playing on the television in the hospital room because this was the movie that she wanted to calm her down as she was in labor. So Ever After with
is that Drew Barrymore?
Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore. Yeah.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah. Based on Cinderella.
Yeah. All right.
Which I think is a great movie. And I know that sounds very feminine of me, but I think it's
whatever. We all have our little we all have our fifth element.
Guilty pleasures.
Yeah, like Sam's.
Sean loves his Nymphomaniac.
Stop it with that. No, my guilty pleasures include movies as Waterworld and The Fifth Element, and other movies. So there you go. That's fine. Sam's is Jurassic Park 3. No, I'm just teasing. Corny.
Yo, what's up?
All
right, so my number 3, I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna go with Scott Pilgrim for my number 3.
Okay.
And it is based loosely
on the fairy tale of the Mario Brothers.
No.
Zelda.
Oh, you know what? Actually, well, no, but then the Mario Brothers are based on just saving a princess in general, which is usually a fairy tale. So yes, I will count as my number 3.
Gosh, that is such a stretch. I'm surprised if Sam, if you put friggin' Jurassic Park in there. Okay.
I have tried to fit it, but we'll see.
If Chad were here, I would ask him for his ruling, and I'm pretty sure I know what he'd say. But anyway.
Well, and he's not here anymore.
No, he's
not.
God rest his soul.
God rest his soul.
God rest his soul.
All right, so
I feel like we should. You can't see it, but like I should feel like we should all like cross ourselves when we just mention his name.
I always do bow my head when I say that.
God rest his soul.
My number 2, I'm going to go with Aladdin because it's
yeah, fantastic.
Fits the team. And my number 1, I'm going to go with The Matrix, as it is slightly based on Alice in Wonderland.
Okay.
Well, the idea is that you're in one world and you take some shit and you go into this other crazy world where all these things.
I mean, they make reference to it in the movie, but I thought the movie was based on the Jesus story.
True.
It was a combination of several.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the idea of going into one world and making you question the world when you come back. That's
Jesus, Cheshire Cat.
Yeah.
Yeah. They both smile.
Sometimes they are not. Okay, sure. Whatever. Sam?
See, I had a hard time with this because let's just say
I can also throw in Shrek.
What about Princess Bride?
Decorating for the holidays.
Dang it, it's doing it again. Sorry, go ahead.
Would Princess Bride count?
The Princess Bride. No.
It's not based on. I mean, got princesses and magic.
Again, it has princess. What story is it based on? It isn't. It's its own story.
It's on its own story.
It's not a fairy tale.
Anyway, okay. Well, then that was going to be. It's underneath everything here. So another honorable mention is Maleficent.
Okay, sure.
This is actually kind of fun. My number 3 is Tangled.
Okay.
My number 2 is Emperor's New Groove.
Okay. What's that based on? What is that based on? Emperor's New Groove. What's that based on?
The Emperor's New Clothes.
Is that what it is? I thought he was naked. He wasn't naked.
But it's same.
I'm a llama.
I guess that's the thing is that he. But I thought in the Emperor's New Clothes he didn't change, right? Like
I thought he changed.
What did he?
I don't remember the story.
I just like the title is one word different. So.
Yeah. Shut up, Sean. And Jurassic Park because it's based on your butt.
Yeah, they were both shitty.
Oh my gosh. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Anyway, so you jerk. What do you have?
I don't know.
He just doesn't know anymore.
Okay, whatever. I'm actually really curious now. Like I want to like do research on the Emperor's.
I know I'm on Wikipedia now on the Emperor's New Clothes.
Yeah, and see if it has anything to like actually do with it. I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't matter. I did. So number 3 was the Sleepy Hollow with Johnny Depp. And I think that's a Tim Burton joint. I don't know, but it's creepy and weird and fun. I like it. My number 2 was Hook. Because Hook, and my number 1 was that really bad but super fun Hansel and Gretel movie.
Oh yeah, Witch Hunters.
Yeah, the Witch Hunters
with Hawkeye in it.
Yeah, with Hawkeye and that hot girl from those movies. So
who has one expression?
Yeah, she's the same expression that those blonde has. It's just kind of like, But she's hot, so who cares?
Fine.
I'm just teasing. That's mean and sexist. That's it. That's our show. I'm done. I have nothing more to say.
See you guys.
Out of 10.
Oh.
No, we still have to do that part.
No.
Yeah, no, we do. We really do. Out of 10. Andrew.
Yeah, maybe.
I am going to say a nice.
Just like can, Corny. You're contractually obligated. Go ahead, Andrew. Sorry.
Can't leave the house.
I'm going to say a nice big 3.5 mannequin parts out of 10.
All right, 3.5. That's actually higher than I thought most people were going to go.
Yeah.
All right. Whoever's next.
That would be me.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I'm gonna Let's see. I'm going to give it a 2.9.
2.9. Okay.
Stolen Kisses. Yeah, I'll do that.
I'm with you. Okay. Always gotta steal my kisses from the apocalypse lady. Sam.
I'm going to give it 3.2 herpes infections out of 10.
Ew.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, it really does.
Oh, seriously, who puts blood? Oh, yeah, that's gross. It's just gross.
It's really gross.
I mean, I don't even kiss my wife if she's got a chapped lip. It's gross. Gross. It's like kissing a snake that's shedding its skin. You just don't do it.
Why do you know that? That's like, I don't know.
He's from Florida.
It's a euphemism.
Hey,
I know you
don't
played
bring my
one of those.
instrument in on this.
There you go.
I'm gonna kind of stick with you guys. I'm just gonna kind of just say 3.15 sex swings in the basement. Sexy
that
torture.
0.151 is pretty uncomfortable.
Yeah, it really is.
Gross.
That's
Gross.
great. That brings our total to a 3.1875. So
Where's that put it on the rankings so far?
I don't know. I'm not on that website.
That is just above the Phantom and just under Sharknado.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good spot. I'm not gonna lie.
I could see it. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to watch any of them.
Yeah.
but,
Well, what would you rather watch of those three?
Sharknado.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm with you. I was gonna say I'm gonna change the dynamic. The four of us are together, and we're doing a live commentary, which we already did for Sharknado. But would you still would rather do Sharknado or?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you there.
I don't know. I think the worse the movie, the more fun we have with live commentary.
But we had a blast to a Sharknado. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
That was fun. We need to do that again. That was fun.
Because
I don't know. Somebody keeps moving further and further away from everybody else.
Oh my gosh! I'm now just a mere 2.5 hours away.
It's a different time zone, Sean.
No, it's not.
You don't associate with people south of the border.
South of the border.
We don't like your kind, boy.
Wow. Anyway. That's going to do it for us. That's it. That's the show. Thank you for listening. Next week, I 110% promise it is a better movie, and we are going to have a blast talking about it. And by blast, I mean explosions and chase scenes, because we are doing London Has Fallen.
Yes.
Heck.
I see London. I see France.
I see
I see a bunch of mofos die.
Oh, okay. It's way better than my rhyme. So yeah, we're doing London Has Fallen next week. Gerard Butler. If you've seen,
you've seen them all.
Well, yeah, but if you've seen, gosh, gross.
It's Die Hard in London, right?
Kind of. Sorry, there's an ant. An ant just crawled on my toe, and I'm kind of grossed out.
Is it as big as the ant that?
No, it wasn't like the Antzilla that attacked you, but it was. But it crawled on my toe. This is gross. I hate this place.
And it took Sean's wallet. It's sad, really.
Yeah, kind of did. I feel violated.
Oh, it went there too.
What am I talking about? Oh, London Has Fallen. If you've seen Olympus Has Fallen, then at least it'll make sense.
Wait, is this our second movie in a series? We did Olympus. Is this our first sequel?
Wait, did we do Olympus?
Oh no, dude. We
started. Like, do we have like 2 movies in a row?
Wait. Well, we did do the entire run of the Jack Ryan series. So.
Okay. So
I didn't know we did Olympus Has Fallen. Have we done that?
Yeah, we have. It's ranked number 15 on our list.
I don't
tied with
remember
Pulp
doing
Fiction,
that.
Skyfall Sneakers, and The Breakfast Club.
That seems wrong for some reason.
Yep.
There's some really great movies in there, and then Olympus Has Fallen, but
we apparently had a lot of fun with it.
Oh, we did.
Yeah,
that's just
I like that movie.
That's so weird. I can't find it in our list
right now.
That doesn't matter. Yeah. So if you've seen the first, well, okay. So then go back and listen to that one, which apparently we've done. I just don't remember for some reason. And then come back and then what?
Nothing.
Okay. you say because I'm a guy?
No, I said because you were high.
Oh. No, that's possible.
Because it was high.
Ooh, full count.
Anyway, so come back for that. It'll be great. I seriously can't find it in our list. I don't.
It's in there, I promise.
I'm so confused. Oh well, I believe you.
Yeah.
If it's on our website, then I guess it's there. Anyway, so yeah, it'll be great. So come back and do that. Here we go. That's it. That's all. I'm done. I'm hitting the button. I rewatched Star Trek Beyond today. I bought it and watched it today, and I actually really, really liked that movie. I think it's good. So go watch it. That's it. That's going to do it for us. So thank you for listening to this, and sorry for all the interruptions with my son. It is what it is. Leave us a review on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, wherever you can find podcasts. Leave reviews there because, you should. Visit our website, cheapseatreviews.com, and at some point Sam will one day do his job. Like us on Facebook. Sorry. Facebook.com/cheapseatreviews. Follow us on Twitter at cheapseatcast. You know all of our addresses. I'm not going to give it anymore because you know it by now. And if you don't, you should. Send us an email to cheapseatreviews at what?
Gmail.com.
Yeah, gmail.com. Yeah. And again, clearly we will do whatever you request of us. What?
I sneezed.
Oh, okay. So yeah, send us a request and we'll do it. That's going to do it for us. So thank you for listening. It's been great. And what? Send your request. That's what I was going to say. That's going to do it for us. So thank you for listening. So on behalf of Andrew, sorry, I'm off my script now, and I'm looking at the NBA score or the Major League score.
Yeah, I know he's on third base now.
Yeah, so that's going to do it for us. So on behalf of Andrew, Corny, Sam, the Cubs, and the Indians, this is Sean saying thank you for listening and good night.
Are you a manny can or manny can't?